All right, we've got about a minute or so before we get ourselves started, but good morning and welcome to your Friday's Zoom Strength and Balance with me, Angie, your not Zumba, your senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. So this is our last Friday of our spring session for the Friday's Zoom Strength and Balance. We're going to have a week off next week, and then our summer session will start July the 6th. And I believe there is just the 2 days on Mondays and Wednesdays that will have the live Zoom channel happening for Strength and Balance. So just to let you know about that. But we have all of our recordings as well available for you. So today, as always, remember this is your workout, nobody else's but yours. So make it work for you, whether you're using weights, whether you're using a resistance band, or even your own body weight with no equipment. It is completely up to you, whether you're doing it seated or standing. Make it work for you. It's your workout. We will need a piece of support furniture for our balance, as well as keeping water nearby and to keep ourselves hydrated through the class. So just double check in one last thing here. Perfect. Let's get ourselves going this morning. All right, nice little gentle march, big breath in and out. Nice big breath in and out. One more nice big breath and out. Excellent. Now I'm going to take my shoulders a little different today. I'm going to bring one shoulder to the front and one shoulder to the back. And I'm going to alternate one to the front, one to the back. Now if that's not comfortable or it feels a little weird, you can certainly do some shoulder rolls or some shoulder shrugs. Alternating one shoulder front, one shoulder back. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Excellent. Now I'm going to take both of those shoulders to the front and back. Front and back. Front and back. Excellent. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me two more. Last one. Excellent. Shake those out. Excellent. We're going to take a nice toe tap to the front. Open and close those hands. Warm up those finger joints. Warm up the hands. Excuse me. This will turn into a toe tap to the back, where we're going to have a little elbow bend. We're warming up those elbow joints as well. In 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So I'm going to do a little toe tap to the back. Arms are going to go back, bending elbows up to the front. Just going to let someone in, keep going. So toe tap to the back, bending those elbows. Excellent. This will turn into some hip circles or hip figure eights in 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. I'm taking those legs just a little bit wider, keeping a soft bend in those knees. Hips circles, like you do the hula hoop, or that figure eight. You're drawing that figure eight with those hips. And of course, if we go one way, we need to go the other way. Now this is going to turn into a little toe tap to the side, and I'm going to reach my arm across my chest. In 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So nice toe tap to the side, reaching across the chest, warming up a little bit of that back, warming up the back of the body. Pardon me. Now you can stay here if you would like, or you can add a little bit of a hamstring curl, warm up a little bit more of the back of the body. Up to you. You can keep the arms here or reach a little higher. Excellent. Give me 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring those feet back together. All right. We're going to work a little bit of those ankles. So you're going to go toe to heel, toe to heel with a little bicep curl. Now you can do both arms at once if you wanted, or alternate. With that toe to heel. Breathe in and up. Excellent. Give me 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Heel, toe, or toe to heel. Awesome. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those legs a nice little shake. Give me a nice big breath in. And up. Big breath. And out. Excellent. Grab a nice little sip of water before we start to strengthen the lower body. No, right. So we're going to start off with some hamstring curls. Now, if you choose to be seated, the seated option for those ones there are going to be a little bit of like a leg curl. Okay, so if you're choosing to do seated, I'm going to show standing in a minute. Oh, letting someone in. Boop. So seated option for those hamstring curls, taking that heel out to the front and dragging it in and squeezing it to the back. So imagine there's a little ball behind your knee and you want to squeeze it to hold it there. Okay, squeeze and squeeze. All right, that's our seated option for our hamstring curls. That little leg curl, pretending there's a ball that you need to squeeze and hold it there. Okay. Standing option, you can use your support furniture if you would like. Feet are going to be about hip width apart. You're going to shift the weight to the one leg. Keep a soft bend in that standing leg. Other leg's going to come to the back, to the toe. Same thing. Imagine that there's a little ball behind the knee and you want to squeeze it up. So I'm going to keep my foot flexed, nice and flat. Okay, so I'm not hip hinging forward, nice and tall. Shoulders are down, leg comes out to the back. Feel free to hold the support furniture. And then you're going to squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Stay there. Don't move anywhere yet. Same side. Breathe in, breathe out, and go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bring that leg in. Shift the weight to the one side. Take that other leg out to the back. Soft bend in that standing leg. Nice and tall, shoulders down. Breathe in, breathe out, and squeeze it back for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little pause, little breath in between. And take it back once more for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. We're going to do that one once more. Okay, but it's up to you with this one when we do it. I'm going to take my leg to the back, but then I'm going to do a little pulse for 8. So up and down, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for that 8 seconds. Okay, now if you don't want to pulse, you don't have to. You can stick with going up and down, up and down. Okay, we're going to do it one time, each side. Okay, taking that one leg to the back. Gonna bring it up, and then I'm gonna pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shift the weight, switch the leg. Take it to the back, then bring it up. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shake those out. If you need another sip, grab sips of water whenever you need it. Piece of support furniture still there if you need it. Okay, we're going to work this next lower body with a little bit of those hips, a little bit of the glutes. Now, this one here, standing option. Feet about just shoulder width apart, so a little bit wider. Shifting the weight to the one leg. Standing leg has that soft bend in the knee. Your other leg is going to cross in front. So, FIFA World Cup, you're that soccer player today. You're going to take that leg across, like you're kicking a ball across the field. Kicking it across the body. Okay? Nice controlled motion. It's not the swing. Okay. Nice controlled motion. Now, seated options. You can do that leg across if you would like as well. Sitting a little closer or a little bit in the middle of the chair. Sorry, edge of the chair. Shoulders down and relax. You can take that leg out to the front and cross in front. Okay, cross. Or just take it out to the side. Okay. So shifting the weight to the one leg to stand on. Soft bend in that standing knee. Posture nice and tall, nice and long through that spine. Take that leg across for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little pause, little shimmy. If you want to switch sides, you can. I'm going to do one more set on that same leg. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. Shift the weight to that other leg. Soft bend in that standing knee. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little pause, little shimmy. We've got one more. Breathe it in, breathe it out, nice and tall. Go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shimmy that one out. Excellent. Now this next one, I am going to be doing some sit to stands with my chair. However, if you want to do some standing squats instead, you can do some standing squats instead. Okay, keeping those feet about shoulder width apart for those squats. Soft bend in those knees and remembering to push the hips back like you're about to sit in a chair and back up. Okay, nice and tall, keeping that chest up if you're going to do those standing squats. Okay. Those sit to stands, feet about hip width apart, shoulders down and relax. Pushing the weight for those squats or those sit to stands into those heels. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're going to do a second round. So those standing squats, if you wanted, take the feet wider, pointing those toes outwards. Sit to stands, same thing. If you wanted to go a little wider, take those legs a little wider, toes pointed outwards. Shoulders down, nice and tall through that spine. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. And here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Excellent. Give those legs a nice little shake. Grab yourselves a nice little sip of water before we work a little bit more of the hips and a little bit of core. And this next one for the hips or the core, and the core, you can do seated or standing. I'm going to do them standing. The first one is going to be our hip openers. So my feet are going to be about hip width apart. Going to shift the weight to that one leg to stand on. The other leg is going to come up to the front, out to the side, and down, and then reverse. So it's going to come back up and around. Okay? So we're going to do 8 on one side, 8 on the other. Okay? If 8 is too much, you're feeling it, a little bit too much, then reduce the number of how many you're doing. It's your workout, nobody else's but yours. So, nice tall posture, shoulders down and relaxed. Piece of support furniture there if you need it. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take it up and over, like you're bringing that leg over something. Here goes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one this side. 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. Shift the weight. Soft bend in that standing leg. Might use this one support furniture this time. Breathe it in, breathe it out, and go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake. All right. For that little bit of core we're going to get into, I've got 2 options for you depending on how you're feeling. Option number 1 is bringing elbow to knee. So I'm not quite bringing the elbow fully touching the knee, but I'm bringing it pretty close. Okay, that's option number 1. Option number 2 is trying to reach for the toes. Reach for the toes. Okay, listening to the body. Both of those options can be also seated. Pardon me. If you're reaching for the toes, make sure you have lots of space around you. No tripping hazards, no kicking hazards. Shoulders down and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to be kicking. So let's go for that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. We're going to do those ones once more. Then we're going to get into some arms. Once again, shoulders down and relaxed. Soft bend in those knees. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Go for round 2. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shake that out. Grab yourselves a nice little sip of water. Then we'll get into some arms. All right. So I am going to use my resistance band with my arms today, but I'm going to show you the movement without the band. If you want to use weights, you can add weights into that as well. So the first movement we're going to do is we're going to grow some wings. So my arms are going to be having the elbows just a little bit behind the back, like you're squeezing those shoulder blades together. Okay, my forearm and palms are going to face towards you, okay, towards the camera. So you're going to push those arms out like you're growing some wings, keeping a soft bend in those elbows, bringing those elbows back, squeezing them behind the back, squeezing those shoulder blades, okay, pressing it out to the side, squeezing it when you come back in, okay. Now, if you're using the band, that's going to go under your arms. All right, keeping those forearms towards the camera. Elbows just slightly behind the back. Soft bend in those standing legs. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, shoulders down and relaxed. And press it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Readjust if you need to. One more round of these ones. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and press it out. Grow those wings for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So if you're going to use the band, keeping that underneath your arms, I'm going to show the next movement, our chest fly without the band to start with. Okay, so that chest fly, arms are to the front, keeping a soft bend in those elbows, and then they come out to the side. Okay, so don't go too far where they open up too much. Okay, it's working the chest. So we only want to go to about that shoulder. And then when you come in, you're squeezing that chest together. So come out and squeeze the chest coming together. All right, you're going to use that band. Like I said, keeping it underneath those arms. Bringing those arms out to the front, keeping a soft bend in those elbows, shoulders down and relaxed. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, and then take those arms out to the side for that 8. Squeeze the chest as you come in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Readjust, little shimmy. One more set of those ones. So bringing those arms out to the front, keeping that soft bend in those elbows. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and go round 2. 8. Squeeze the chest together. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Little shimmy, little shake. If you're using a band, take it off from the back, bring it out to the front. One last little arm movement before we get into some balance. Shoulders down and relaxed. We're going to work a little bit of those rotator cuffs in the shoulders. So, shoulders down, relaxed, elbows glued to that rib cage. They do not move. If you're using a band, you're going to have that band out front. Right now, I've got my knuckles facing towards you. So this is one grip we're going to do, and then we'll change up that grip. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Just a little pull for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. The second round we're going to do, I'm going to change my grip to where the thumb faces towards the ceiling. Okay, so just changing that grip, thumb towards the ceiling. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and pull. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. If you're using a band or weights, get rid of them. We don't like them anymore. Grab yourselves a nice little sip of water, then we're going to get into some balance. All right, so with our balance, making sure you have a piece of support furniture with you. So whether that's a wall, a countertop, the back of the couch, a chair. This one we are going to do a little bit of walking, okay? We're going to do our little bit of our crisscross walk, okay? So that is that lovely criss, cross, criss, cross, criss, cross walk, okay? Just a couple steps forward and a couple steps to the back. Okay, making sure you have all the space you have around you, using that piece of support furniture if you'd like, okay? Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do 3 back and forth, okay? Nice and tall, shoulders down, keeping those eyes focused on something that's not moving. So eyes are not down at the floor, they're not up at the ceiling, they're looking straight ahead. All right, and crisscross. Criss, cross, criss, whoop, cross, and reverse. Excellent. 2 more, back and forth. Criss, cross, criss, cross, and reverse. Excellent. Last one, last one. Excellent. Nicely done. Give it a little shake. All right, we're going to do one other walk. This one's going to be a little different, okay? So with this one here, you're just going to have those shoulders down, nice and relaxed. You can have arms out to the side if you would like as well. You're just going to take a few steps. You can do that tightrope walk if you wanted to as well. So that heel to toe walk. But you're going to do a little head turn one way. And then come back to center. And look the other way. And back to center. We're going to try and do those 3 times. All right. So once again, shoulders back down and relaxed. You can do that tightrope walk if you would like, that heel to toe, or just a regular walk, taking those heads for a little turn, nice and gentle, nice and slow, not giving ourselves any dizziness if we don't need to. All right, looking at something to start with that's not moving, and take a couple steps, and then turn your head back to center. And then turn the other way and reverse. Excellent. 2 more. Last one. Excellent. Coming back to center. Give it a little shimmy, a little shake. All right. We're going to work on a little bit of our shifting of weight. So our last one here, we're going to do one where we shift our weight side to side, okay? Now, it is up to you. You can keep that foot on the floor if you would like. So when you shift, it kind of goes to that pointing of the toe. Or if you feel comfortable, you can take that foot right off the floor. Okay, and you're gonna try and hold it there when you take that foot off the floor for just a couple seconds. Okay, still looking ahead, looking at what's not moving, shifting weight, side to side, giving it that little hold for about 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Give me 2 more shifts. 1 more shift. Excellent. All right. Now this time we're going to shift it forward and backwards. So my legs are in that split stance. Okay. 1 foot in front of the other. And you're shifting the weight to the front. Now you can have that toe on the ground if you'd like. Or the heel. Toe. Or heel. Or take the foot off the floor. And off the floor. Still keeping that body nice and tall. I'm not putting my back all the way back. I'm not leaning all the way forward. I'm keeping it nice and aligned with the body, shifting front to back, giving it a little hold, You need 2 more on this leg. 1 more this leg. And switch sides, shifting it to the front leg, to the back leg. Still keeping that soft bend in those knees. Looking ahead. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Give me 2. And 1. Excellent. Shake that out. If you need a little sip of water, grab that. But we're going to get into stretching ourselves out. So nice big breath in. And out. Nice big breath in. And out. 1 more nice big breath. And out. Excellent. Now, if you are standing still, or if you wanted to be seated, keeping that reminder of shoulders down and relaxed, soft bend in those knees. I'm going to take my left ear, bring it to my left shoulder. Now, if you feel this stretch on the neck here, stay here. If you need that little extra stretch, take the right arm out to the side. If you don't feel the stretch there just yet, take the left arm to the head, gently bringing that head a little closer to that left shoulder. Breathe it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Excellent. Take that right ear, right shoulder. Stay here if you feel the stretch. If not, bring the left arm out to the side, or take the right arm to the head, gently bringing it closer to that right shoulder. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Excellent. Take those shoulders for a nice roll. Forward or backwards, doesn't matter, whatever feels comfortable for you. We are going to reverse them. Give me 3, 2, and 1, and reverse. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Give those a nice little shake. Take that one arm across the chest. Drop that shoulder. Give it a hold or a hug. Roll the wrists if it's comfortable, sway the hips if it's comfortable. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Roll the wrists the other way. Gently release that arm. Take that other one across the chest. Drop that shoulder. Give it a hold or a hug. Wiggle those fingers. Open and close those hands. Gently release those arms. Give them a nice shake. For the lower half, I am going to be seated for it today. Going into that hamstring stretch. So taking that one leg out to the front, other leg bent, that hip hinge forward, upper thigh, or down by the toes. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Five, four, three, two, one. Release the toes. If it's comfortable, take that same leg up for a hug. Roll the ankle. Still sitting nice and tall. Don't shrink into your chair. Roll the ankle the other way. Take the toes for a nice point. Flex, point, flex. One more point, flex. Take the toes to the left, right, left, right. One more, left, right. And your comfort into that 4-sit stretch. So if that's by the floor, midway, up top, or the other midway. You need that extra little stretch in those hips, that gentle hip hinge forward. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the leg. Take that other leg out for that hamstring stretch. That hip hinge forward, upper thigh, or down by the toes. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the toes. Take that leg up for a hug if it's comfortable. Roll the ankle. Roll it the other way. Take the toes for a nice point. Flex, point, flex. One more point. Flex to the left, to the right, left, right. One more left, right. And your comfort into that 4-sit stretch by the floor, midway, up top, or the other midway. Need that extra stretch in those hips, that nice hip hinge forward. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the leg. Excellent. Give those legs a nice little shake, shake, shake. Just another reminder that this is our last week of our spring session. We are off next week, but please feel free to watch any of the recordings. And then we'll start up again with our Zooms for July the 6th. Give yourself a nice big hug. Big breath in. Release it out. Once more, coming around, giving yourself a nice pat on the back for a job well done. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful Canada Day weekend next week, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, Angie. Bye, everyone.